Good morning. Kumusta? I am Dr. Lawrence Parcena Dakuikoy, and I will be your host for today. We are conveying our warmest greetings to the DOST officials led by Secretary Fortunato T de la Peña. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to everyone.
Also joining us are the distinguished members of the dedicated NRCP Governing Board and its President, Dr. Gregorio H. Del Pilar. Good morning, sir. Warm greetings also to NRCP colleagues, researchers, scientists, artists, our ever-supportive friends from the media, guests, representing various committees in the House of Representatives and the Senate, and of course, all participants from the various schools and universities all over the country. The National Research Council of the Philippines is truly delighted to have you. We welcome everyone to the 10th series of the KTOP COVID, Kapakanan ng Tao sa Oras ng Pandemya, COVID. Staying true to its promise to share relevant research information, the NRCP will be sharing with you the results of quick studies done during the last 2 to 3 months. It is NRCP's hope that with these scientific findings and recommendations, it can help promote evidence-based policymaking and encourage everyone to appreciate the relevance of accurate scientific information. By now, all of us have been fully aware that aside from the medical health sector, the education sector is one of the most affected sectors due to the pandemic. Our frontliners in this sector are the teachers, staff, administrators, and all those who persevere in providing quality education. We unconditionally express our gratitude to our frontliners. For that, moms and sirs, a snappy salute to all of you from the NRCP. Considering the situation that the education sector is in, we ourselves must shift fast and cope well with the changing times. Now, we are very much aware that the DOST Secretary makes it a point to join and support each webinar that focuses on the social dimensions of the pandemic. Today is no exception, and it is my pleasure to welcome the Honorable Secretary Fortunato T de la Peña for his message.
Good morning. Good morning to all of you. The National Research Council of the Philippines has come a long way in bringing to the public, particularly its stakeholders, policymakers, the academics, students, and researchers, and other government agencies, timely and significant studies regarding the COVID-19 pandemic. Indeed, all of us now are in coping mode and moving towards innovating our programs and processes that we believe will sustain us and still achieve our goals at this challenging time and beyond this scenario. In the 9th KTOP, we learned about the plight of our teachers, where more than 28,000 school teachers surprisingly joined the survey. There were laments and issues on resources, but somehow they are still focused on their responsibilities. Today's KTOP looks at the other side of the coin, so to speak. As we have known, all schools, whether public or private, have their own share of challenges and coping mechanisms. It was almost a year ago, in September 2020, when the Department of Education reported that there were some 865 out of 14,435 private schools that did not operate for school year 2020 to 2021 as a consequence of the COVID-19 pandemic. This cannot be ignored, as there are more questions that arise, like how will the other schools outsmart this pandemic? And for those who are able to cope, did they come up with a plausible procedure in order to survive? We are all eager to know the answers, as this would give reference or guide for the rest. I'm happy that our NRCP member and researcher, Dr. Maria Antonia Capili, Director of the University Research and Development Center of Trinity University of Asia conducted a research on the sustainability of selected private schools during the COVID-19 pandemic. Of course, she had her team working with her. So the focus is now on private schools within the Luzon area with at least a senior high school and undergraduate degree programs. While there were only 3 of these schools, okay, it would really be good to know how they did it. We are all aware that educators are still coping with the new normal teaching methods and practices, trying to be technology literate for the purpose of giving quality learning experiences. Like the students, they also need to learn how to cope and continue to be competitive and knowledgeable educators for their learners. With this, I am one with you, and I give my salute to my colleagues in the education sector. Just lately, we faced the dreaded scenario of the Delta variant posing even greater risks and challenges. And yet again, another variant of interest turned out into a variant of concern. In saying this, I am reminding everyone that we must all be vigilant and never let our guard down, be it a variant or a situation that may impede our processes. The study that was conducted by Dr. Kapili speaks well of the things that can affect both public and private institutions. With this, there is no way but to share our studies and experiences as we are all in the same boat. It is our hope that the policy recommendations will be brought to our policymakers and decision makers and all those that may find use as they present evidence-based solutions. My own personal experience, shall we say, I am impressed by the way students are coping also. Okay, so I have twin grandchildren who are in a private school in Batangas. Okay, and I am shall we say elated to see them studying within their own home, still wearing uniforms, no, as if they were really going out to this school. I think that gives them some kind of discipline also in working at home. But really, I really admire the private schools who are able to cope. Okay, and in the case of my grandson, he still continues to compete in competitions even outside the country, even if it is a pandemic, during the pandemic. So this school is really, shall we say, helping and guiding him. To Dr. Kapili and to her team, I would like to thank you for sharing the results of your study, and to NRCP for its goal in echoing the results to all our fellow men. Let us continue with the KTOP series, and I would like to congratulate all who are making this possible. Maraming salamat. Magandang umaga muli sa inyo lahat.
Thank you, Secretary de la Peña. Your presence indeed inspires everyone. We continue to admire your strong resolve to make science work for the betterment of all. Thank you, sir.